This is code.org, and we have an employee class. The employee class represents an employee at a business and has instance variables for employees' names and base salary. Yes, it does. Okay. The manager class represents a manager at a business and has an additional instance variable. And guys, remember, instance variables just mean class-wide variables at the top. They're not in a method of a bonus. Ooh, fancy manager. The manager class overrides, the getName method to add a asterisk before the manager's name. Oh, interesting. It also overrides getSalary method to add the manager's bonus to their pay. And when they say override, guys, keep in mind what they're saying is if we were to call it on a manager, so manager here, second, if we were to do second.getPay, now if these didn't exist, getName or getSalary, what would actually run here is these, getSalary, getName. However, since manager has our own methods, those run. So it overrides the superclass, manager is extended from employee, it overrides those methods, and what we mean is these run instead. In business.java, write getEmployeeInfo method to transverse, to go through, that's what that means, the employee array and return a string containing each employee's name. Okay, so business.java, I'm going to go ahead and go down here. Oh, get employee, okay, they already gave us it actually. So get employee info, should I zoom to, okay. Get employee info, transverse the employee array, and return a string. Do we have an array? Yes, we do, employees. Okay, so I'll go ahead and do that right here. Now, we have a couple options for loop. I'll go with, let's see if they show it. No, they don't. So we have a couple options for loop. We can do enhanced or a traditional one. I'll go with enhanced at first, but write out a traditional one just to say it is just as valid and 1,000,000% correct. However, okay, so for, now what are we going to be looping through? Let me look at our data type up here. Employee. So for, I could do a space here just to look nicer. Employee, and then I will say, we can put anything here. I could put lowercase employee. I'm going to put person just because I think it's more clear. Person, and then what's the name of our array? What are we looping through? Employees. Bam. So this is one version of a loop, right? Space, boom, bam. Cool, that's a for loop. Now, again, guys, just as valid is this. And what this does is we start at index 0, or I could write the word index here. I just did I. I must be less than the length of employees, and this just means I is equal to I plus 1 each time. So we start with 0 and we loop through the indexes. That would be a valid way also to access every part of our array. We would do, employees I to get at them. That being said, I'll go with this approach, the enhanced for loop. And then we already have a string, each employee's name and salary. So I guess it's up to us on formatting, so that's fine to me. I have result, so I'll do result, and then I'm going to say plus equals, right? That's a string. And then maybe I'll just do debating. I'll do person dot. Now, we know there is a getName method, which is great. Bam. Okay, now I will also do their salary, but I don't want it all mushed together. It would look weird. So maybe I'll do, and this is just my styling. You might want to do a comma. I don't know, but I'll do this. Okay, and then I'll say person dot get salary, I believe was the method. It's lighting up, so that is promising. Yes. Okay, and again, this is up to us. Maybe after this, I'll put a plus and a comma and a space. That would work. I think it might be odd for the last one, so I think I'll just do a new line character at the end of each of these. But personal preference up to you, especially since they don't specify. Okay, do we run this? Yes. Create an employee array containing, oh, no, not yet. Okay, but I want to. Oh, good. That's what we're doing next. All right, so create an array. So now the type for this array is employee, because that's the only way we'll be able to include both managers and employee data types, because employee is the superclass of manager. So if I use the employee as the data type, I will be able to include subclasses in our array. So employee, I'll just say employee array. And then boom, boom, I can do it like this. Remember, we use curly brackets and just bam. Okay, cool. Instantiate a business object with the employee array, then call getEmployeeInfo method. Okay, so we need a business object, so my business, I'll call it new business. And then I put these parentheses that will allow me to run the constructor. Let me go over to business and notice what's in the constructor, employees. And that's how this will be defined. So now we're going to pass it the array we just made. And you can name the variable name for this is a personal preference, guys. Just to be clear, if you like elist, that's not that descriptive, but then you would just write elist down here. It's a variable. Okay. So now we've done this. Instantiate, yep. And again, this runs the constructor. What does the constructor do? We give it employees. What's employees? It runs over here and says, oh, it was this, because this is where we called it. What's this? First, second, third, fourth. That's all this data. It's assigned up here, because this dot employees tells the computer, hey, you got to look at the class and grab this thing. Whereas this employee, the employee right there, is the local one. Putting this means not local up there. All right. So now that we've done that, instantiate a business object with, oh, am I supposed to move this down? Boom. And now call the getEmployeeInfo. Cool. Bam. And I don't believe there's a nope, there's no parameters. Oh, I don't like how that's clean that up a bit. Okay. And let's see what I broke. Ooh, all right. What do we got here? Employee. Ah, of course, for an array, guys, we need bam. Cool. Oh, this doesn't actually print them. System.out.print. I could do ln. I'm not going to. I'll just do a traditional print statement. Bam, bam. One more time. Quapow. And there we are. Hey, that's pretty cool. Awesome. Onward.